Alright guys, I hope I don't make my e-bike people upset with this one, because I know a lot of you guys been asking me, am I going to go to the e-bike realm or am I going to turn over to e-bikes? And I was honestly thinking about it because, as you guys know, I live in Colorado and it's a lot of climbing and it'd be perfect to have an e-bike out here. And I was seriously considering getting an e-bike in the fleet. But as you guys know, I was down in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I was able to test ride a couple electric mountain bikes, and I was able to test ride the Specialized Levo and the YT Decoy. And I'm so happy that I did that because it gave me perspective about e-bikes as far as the way I ride. And I was wondering, why do I want to try an e-bike in Bentonville, Arkansas, where it's no climbing hardly, over trying it in Colorado where it's tons of climbing? And that's where it hit me. So if you guys never been to Bentonville, Arkansas, it's some climbing, but it's just like a big huge bike park, I would say, pretty much. You go up, you go down. It's not a lot of downhill, but you do get a good downhill, just not the distance you get like you would say in Colorado or some other mountainous place. So I started off riding my Roscoe 9 and my Trek Remedy, and then I realized, I was like, man, it's hot out here, and I got e-bikes that I can go demo and get tons and tons of laps. Because in Colorado, I'm used to going up, that's half the ride, and then going down is half the ride. But in Bentonville, Arkansas, it's like laps. It's not, oh, let's go for a day of mountain biking. It's like, oh, let's see how many laps we can get, pretty much. I was like, man, I need an e-bike so I can get the laps in and not be so hot and struggling trying to ride all these trails. So that's when I noticed, I was like, man, I don't really want an e-bike as much as I thought I did. As steep as these climbs are in Colorado, I would much rather ride a regular bike, and let me tell you why after riding them in Bentonville. Now, I know a lot of people love e-bikes, and I don't have any issues with them. I mean, if you want to ride an e-bike, ride an e-bike. If you want to ride a normal bike, I'm all for it. Whatever you can have fun on and whatever you enjoy, I'm all for it. Because as awesome as Bentonville is, and I love those trails out there and everything, I want the full mountain bike experience. I want to go out in the mountains. I want to climb 1,000 elevation and then go down. I want the whole experience. And I don't think I would want an e-bike on trails like that, because I'm not in a rush to get to the top. I mean, I want it to be over, but I do enjoy the climb and just taking in the scenery and everything around me and just the whole grind that comes with riding a normal bike. No hate to the e-bike people, I'm just letting you know that. I'm talking about the way I ride. Now, another thing that I noticed that kind of gives you like a false sense of reality when it comes to bikes, I guess, to normal bikes compared to e-bikes. E-bikes are beefy. Like, those things can just plow through anything. And I've noticed that I feel super confident going through all kinds of jumping. Whether you believe it or not, it's easier, in my opinion, to jump with e-bikes, because the weight of it just carries you through the air, and it's easier, in my opinion. It kind of just levels you out in the air on its own, and the weight just kind of guides you where you need to be, if that makes any sense. I was riding on the e-bike, riding all kind of chunk and stuff, no care in the world, just knowing that it can handle it all, jumping and all that kind of stuff. And I got back on my bike and I was like, this is crazy. Like, the first jump I did when I got back on my Roscoe 9, I almost crashed. Oh shit. It's a big difference to me riding an e-bike over a normal bike. And I found that out real quick when I went to that same jump line as I was doing on the e-bike. Super confident, clearing stuff. And then I get on my bikes and I'm like, this is sketchy, because I didn't feel that weight. I didn't feel the confidence, because I just know that the weight behind the bike can run over stuff. It'll just send me in the air. Even the guy at YT told me these things are easy to jump. And I didn't believe him at first until I took it to the jumps and jumped them myself. And I was like, yeah, this dude was telling the truth. I had to get all the way back used to my bike again. I was like, man, for me to have to go back and forth, getting the feel right again. I mean, I'm sure you get used to it over time if you own both, but I would just rather ride a regular bike. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that before we jump into the video, showing you how I was plowing through stuff and just making these jumps look pretty much easy. And I was like, I've never done jumps this big before, but they didn't feel easy, but I wasn't scared at all. I was like, I can clear these, and I'm on a 50-pound bike. But if I was on my bike, I'm like, man, I'm kind of nervous. This is not what I'm used to. I'm gonna kind of take it easy, but these bikes just give you that extra little confidence, which I think can be deceiving because you think you can do certain things that you would normally do on a regular bike, but you feel like you could do it on the e-bike because once you get on that thing, you feel confident, and it could be good and bad. But let me know what you guys think about e-bikes. I mean, I know this is a touchy subject, but I'm glad I was able to test it out and really see if I really wanted an e-bike or not. And right now, I don't think I want one because it does give you that false sense of reality, that false sense of confidence. Like, man, that e-bike made me a little bit better than I actually am. So I want to tone it down a little bit, get back on my bikes, and maybe use an e-bike when I definitely need to use an e-bike. Yeah. Like these jumps into these, I don't like jumping into rocks, so I think I'm gonna just go past that. Oh man, this is rough. I actually like this trail though. I don't think I would like it on my bikes, but on this bike, definitely. Oh, that didn't sound good. Whew. That will beat you up. I'm surprised that tires survived that. Or at least I hope it did. Oh, it survived it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that didn't sound good at all. This is cool. I've never been over here. That was so sick.
Dude, you sent that.